Arts gives in-depth instruction in acting, creative writing, dance, and a lot more. The Academy gives students a chance to explore theories in the arts and sciences and understand how art, culture, and knowledge change with time. And to show our appreciation for our hometown healthcare heroes, WTRF and Belmont Savings Bank are collecting donations that we will use to send food and gift cards to the staff at our local hospitals. Just drive through any Belmont Savings Bank location or visit WTRF.com to donate. And while you're there, submit a photo of your loved ones who work in healthcare, and they may be featured on 7 News. And listen up, we're proud to announce the return of our loving local photo of the day, presented by the Tri-State Medical Group. Every weeknight at 10 and 11, and 7 News This Morning will show off some incredible shots from around our community. But of course, we need your help. We want to see great community photos, some fantastic nature pics, and anything that highlights how great the Ohio Valley really is. You can submit your photos by sending them to us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And still to come on 7 News, Zach will explain which day is best for a car wash. All of that after the break.
Wheeling Coin and Hobby on 10th Street in Wheeling, next to the Bridge Tavern in downtown Wheeling, wants to buy any and all unwanted gold and silver jewelry. They are paying top dollar for 10, 14, 18, and 22 karat gold plus 925 sterling silver. They also want to buy collectible coins and paper money from before 1933. Wheeling Coin and Hobby is open daily from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Coin and Hobby, 304-232-8430, and add them on Facebook.
Over the years, you've brought opioids into your home. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But holding on to opioids puts your family at risk. Learn more at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
This is Lieutenant Fire Chief Larry Helms, reminding everyone about the seriousness of this COVID-19 in our region during these colder weather months. This virus is spreading rapidly and could put a strain on our hospitals and emergency services. I am asking everyone to please wear a mask. It's important to make sure your mask covers your nose and your mouth at all times. Wearing a mask is one of the only defensive tactics we have to slow this virus down. Remember, wear a mask, stay apart, and wash your hands.
For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the watchdog trusts.
Now's a great time to go Toyota for reliability, value, and style. And RAV4 is the #1 selling SUV in America over the last year, with available all-wheel drive in gas or hybrid models. Now, get up to $1,000 cash back from Toyota through March 1st. For more offers, shop Toyota's official website for deals. Buyatoyota.com. Then see your Toyota dealer. Go Toyota, and let's go places.
Dutch Boy's new Platinum Plus paint with Stain Shield technology has the performance you expect from a luxury paint at a price you didn't. Platinum Plus is up to 50% more washable and stain resistant than a leading premium paint in satin sheen. Superiority ranges from 24 to 50% depending on sheen selected. Platinum Plus keeps your walls looking new longer. Menards and Dutch Boy paint have you covered. Go ahead, live your life.
Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Savings or mail-in rebate. See store for details.
Hello, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster. With a look at your local weather forecast to start your work week. You're going to see mostly cloudy skies with a few raindrops mixing in with some snowflakes through the day. The daytime high in the lower 40s. Your overnight low of 33 degrees with a few light snow showers expected. Otherwise, mostly cloudy conditions. A milder day with temperatures in the low 40s for your Tuesday. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors.
The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
Now it's time for Bill DeFabio on AM 1600 WKKX, The Watchdog.
And welcome to Monday, February 22nd, 2021. Hopefully you had a pretty good weekend. It's kind of cold, icy, but that's all going to change, I hope. It's about 39 degrees outside. Might get a little bit warmer. Who knows? Could use some warm weather. Just some good weather, I would be happy. And hopefully wherever you are, maybe listening, we thank you. And before we tell you about the guests, coming up at 12:35, DJ Abasella, don't know if he'll be in a good mood. His Nailers 0 for 3 over the weekend. They lose Friday, they lose Saturday, and they lose Sunday at Fort Wayne. Their record, in case you need to know, brutal. 5-12-4. Okay? Things can only get better, right? Huh? No, things could get worse. But that's okay. And coming up at 1:05, Reverend Cummings and yours truly will talk a little bit of history with Black History Month. I've been on the phone with him over the weekend, going over some notes and stuff. We think it'll be very informative for all of you out there. And he's going to spend an hour with us. Okay? That ought to be some good stuff, too. All right? So in the meantime, during this segment, later Lola and I will go over the oldies calendar. How are you doing, Lola?
I'm fine.
You good?
Fine, thank you.
Okay. It was a good weekend for the Penguins, not the Nailers, of course. Captain Sid Crosby and the Penguins beat the New York Islanders 3-2 Saturday. Chris Letang scoring the game-winning goal with just a few minutes left. Big storyline, though, wasn't the W. It was Sid playing in his 1,000th career game. Boy, has he been around that long? Yeah. The way he's going, maybe he's going to play for another 1,000. Who knows? But the Penguins have won, 5 of their last 7. They take 2 out of 2. From the Islanders. I think they've owned the Islanders this year. Now, a team that they have owned, they got to travel tomorrow to Washington. I think they are, 3-1 or something against the Capitals. A couple of those Capital losses, though. No excuses. They had a lot of people injured, COVID-19. I still think goaltending's a problem for the Caps. This division is going to go right down to the wire because you have so many good teams, and a couple of teams with good records may not make it into the playoffs. We're just hoping, if you're a Penguin fan, that the Penguins will be there come playoff time. Tuesday, the Penguins 9-6-1 visit the 9-5-3 Washington Capitals. I don't know if you watched it yesterday, Lola, but I did, and I got a kick out of it. Playing outdoors, Lake Tahoe, the Boston Bruins, and the Philadelphia Flyers. Forget the score. The Bees won 7-3. David Pastrnak, when he's healthy, he's one of the top 5 players in the league. He recorded a hat trick. I just thought it was great. The scenery that I got to watch in Lake Tahoe. Did you watch the game at all?
I watched Saturday's attempt at a game.
Yeah, was that the one they couldn't complete or something?
Well, they came back and they finished it at 9 o'clock. Well, midnight. Our time, it was 9 o'clock out there, but they had to wait for the sun to go down.
Yeah, but it
was beautiful. The scenery was absolutely gorgeous. They just didn't count on the sun being as strong as it is when you get up in those higher elevations. So.
I've been to Vegas, but I've never been to Lake Tahoe, so maybe that's on my wish list, or whatever. But it was okay game, It was close, and all of a sudden the Bees. But you know what? I liked it when the cameras weren't on the players, and it showed the scenery in the background. I mean, it was just a beautiful atmosphere. And if I'm a player, I think the Bruins, after the game, they had to force them off the ice because they were taking so many selfies and team pictures. But you know what? If I was in that scenario, I'd be taking a lot of pictures because you don't know when you're going to be playing outdoors like that again in Lake Tahoe. Okay, we don't want to mention them, okay? We will mention the West Virginia Mountaineers, 13th ranked. I tell you what, they win tough games on the road. They're better on the road than at home. They beat 12th ranked Texas in Texas, 84-82. Pretty good game, very good game. You know what? If you're wondering why there's not a whole lot of fouls, that's because West Virginia can't guard anyone, so you have less fouls. But you know what? They know how to win close games and lose close games. They're a top 15 team. We'll see tomorrow if they move up from number 13 and maybe in the top 10. I think that's pretty good because they beat a number 12 team, Texas, which is a pretty darn good basketball team at home and on the road. So West Virginia, I think they're getting better. I think they're really getting better. And auto racing fans, I know there's a few of you out there at Daytona. Christopher Bell was the winner. Okay, so that about sums it up. we're probably going to start getting spring training reports starting Thursday from either John Wayner, the former Pirate, currently a Pirate announcer, or one of the regulars, and that is Greg Brown. All depends what they're doing on a beautiful sunny afternoon in Bradenton. I think it's still sunny there, all right? Well, Lola, today is Gentle Giant Day. You know where I'm going with this?
A big bear.
A big bear? How about Big Ben? Is it a Ben? No, it's a Robert. Robert Pershing Wadlow. He was bigger than Goliath. Goliath was only like 6'11", right? This guy grew and grew and grew and grew. If he did not pass away at an early age, he might have been continuing to grow, according to doctors. They recorded his height at 8 feet 11 inches, all right? He was fitted with a brace on his right leg. The brace fit poorly, inflamed his ankle, causing cellulitis. He died from the infection July 15th, 1940. But he was very, very tall. I would not want to upset this guy, okay? His harassers, maybe somebody like me who was just joking, but he didn't like the joke, would have to face a 439-pound man who wore size 37 AA shoes, a size 25 ring on his hands that measured 12 3/4 inches from the wrist to the tip of the middle finger. How big is that, Lola? That ring would probably fit on our hands, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Anyhow, his arm span was 9 feet 5 3/4 inches. And doctors said if he would continue to live, he would have grown a little bit larger. I'm wondering, they didn't have Macy's back then. Where did he buy his clothes? They didn't have Brooks Brothers. And my big question is, could he play basketball? Can you imagine him today playing basketball? Just put him under the nets. That's all you had to do. That's all you had to do. For all you Beatle fans out there, filming began for the Beatles' second movie, Help, in the Bahamas. Did you like the first one and the second one, Lola? The first one was A Hard Day's Night.
No, I didn't care for either of them.
We agree on something. We agree on something. Florence Ballard, an original member of the Supremes, passed away on this date in 1976. Died in Detroit of a cardiac arrest. She was only 32 years old. She either quit or was fired by Diana Ross and the Supremes in 1967 because of some bitter problems with the girl that had the big hits and who was in charge of the groups, Diana Ross. Okay? Do you believe in miracles, Lola?
Yeah, I do, Bill.
On this date in 1980, a pivotal moment of the ice hockey world in the United States come on this day. The Miracle on Ice, U.S. victory over Russia, was a dramatic come-from-behind 4-3 victory, and then the Americans went on to defeat Finland 4-2 2 days later to win the gold. And although he was barely getting known, Lee Michaels took advantage of the situation with his great line, "Do you believe in miracles?" which is stolen by everyone, including yours truly. Okay, but I don't have the patent on it. I don't know if he does either. So if somebody hears me say it, go ahead, try and sue me. Birthdays. George Washington, born on this date in 1732. He was only 67 years old when he passed away in 1799. Well, he was the first president of the United States, Lola. What was his great line?
I can tell no lie or something.
That's close. I cannot tell a lie. I can tell a lie. But then later I admit I was lying. All right. Do you remember Fathers Knows Best as a kid?
Yeah, not as a kid. I've seen it in reruns.
How about Marcus Welby?
Yeah, I remember that.
Robert Young
Yeah.
was the star of both. He was in some movies too. The Bride,
Yes, he
War
was.
Red, Crossfire.
Yes, that's a very good movie about anti-Semitism.
Oh, I'll circle that. Okay. Honolulu, Northwest Passage.
Yep.
All right, Lola, there was Ben Casey. There was Dr. Kildare.
Yeah.
Marcus Welby. Of the three, which one do you think was the best or the worst?
What was the first one you said?
Ben Casey. Second one was Dr. Kildare. I think Richard Chamberlain. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Richard Chamberlain.
I like Dr. Kildare
Yeah.
of all three. Am I missing a doctor? Dr. Strangelove. That was a strange movie. Did you see Dr. Strangelove?
Yeah. Yeah.
And what was the first one, which was scary? Fail-safe?
Yeah.
Who was the president?
Henry Fonda.
Real good. That had a lot of actors in it. Yeah, that had a lot. One of the best directors would have been celebrating a birthday today, 1926. He was born, passed away 2015. Bud Yorkin, Emmy Award winner. He won a few. He directed An Evening with Fred Astaire, 1959. Did I miss that one, Lola? I didn't see it.
What was it?
An Evening with Fred Astaire. I guess it was a commentary or a documentary.
Oh, it was just like a primetime special, I think.
Okay. He directed the Jack Benny specials. Okay. If he was, he'd have been old. Born on this date, 1932, Edward Ted Kennedy, U.S. Senator from Massachusetts, of course, the brother of 35th U.S. President John F. Kennedy, and Attorney General Robert Kennedy, passed away August 25th, 2009. You'll like this one, Lola. I know you're a big fan. I wasn't, because his Reds used to beat the Pirates in the 70s. Sparky George Lee Anderson, born in the state 1934, manager of the Philadelphia Phillies, the Cincinnati Reds, and one other team.
Yes, my Tigers.
Your Tigers. He died on my birthday, November 4th, 2010. Sparky was a cool guy. I really hated him when he beat the Red Sox in the '67 World Series. Back then, I was a big fan. Today, whatever. Okay. Why do I have this circled in red? 3 lines. Today is Drew Barrymore's birthday. You want to guess how old Drew is? E.T., Altered States, Wayne's World 2, I like that one. Batman Forever? I can't remember her in that one.
50.
56. Here we go. And Little Lost Girls. Okay. Here we go. You talk about nepotism. Daughter of actor-director John Barrymore Jr., granddaughter of actor John Barrymore Sr., great-niece of actors Ethel Barrymore and Lionel Barrymore.
Yeah.
Is there any more with the Barrymores? Okay. Did you ever get married, do you know?
No, I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know. She may have. Everybody out there seems to do it at least once.
Once. 56. Wow. I remember her in E.T. Oh, she was also in another one that I didn't particularly like. Maybe I didn't understand. Altered States. What was that about?
Oh, it's a science.
Yeah. She was in Scream. I think Scream 1 and 2. There's like 9 Screams. And she was in Charlie's Angels. Okay. All right.
Was in that one where they were like young guns, but they were female?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Very good, Lola. I like that.
I like Drew Barrymore.
I do too. Yeah. If she's not married, she could get, well, no, I'm too old for her. 1965, like 1964, was my favorite 2 years for music. You had a little bit of British invasion, you still had a little bit of Elvis, and you still had the Beach Boys, but 65 was a golden year for me because number one, and I got to meet him backstage. Matter of fact, I served him coffee and cake. Gary Lewis with his Playboys. This Diamond Ring. That was number one. Number two is one of my top 5 all favorite songs, and it's not about Lola, but it was about my girl. Well, from 12 to 2, Lola is my girl. Right, Lola? Aren't you my girl?
Oh, yeah.
From 12 to 2?
Yeah.
Before and after, I don't care what you do. Unless you need some help, and you know I'll always be there. My Girl by the Temptations. I can't think of a bad Temptations song. I'd love to play this, but Lola doesn't like it. Number 3 was The Jolly Green Giant. I might have to hit her with a can of corn. Nah, she'll sue me. The Kingsmen. They recorded that song. It was a flip side, a B-side of Money, okay, which was like an instrumental. But they made a lot of money. You know, it was in the top 5 and made the Kingsmen a lot of money. And another silly song was the number 1 tune in 65 for all you country bumpkins out there. Esso, Gasoline, used this song. I've got a tiger by the tail. Oh, that was awful. You know, I love Dolly Parton. If they tear the sidewalks like they're going to do in May, which everything will be a cluster screw up, no sidewalks, no trees, could cause problems for big trucks to park in front of the Capitol. But if they tear apart that sidewalk, I want Dolly Parton's star, all right? She was big time in 1981. I love this movie. I could watch it over and over again. 9 to 5. One of your favorites, Lola? Oh, I love it. Number 2 in 1981 was I Love a Rainy Night. Number 3, another one of my John Lennon's favorites, Woman. And that's it. All right, what was 1989, number one? Bon Jovi, Born to Be My Baby. Yeah, that's it. Okay, all right. We carry Penguins hockey, as you know, and we'll be carrying the game tomorrow. They will play the Washington Capitals. Finally, Washington gets to play the Penguins on their home ice. They haven't had much success at the Penguins' home ice. I think the Penguins are, 7-1 at home, or 7-2. All right, not bad. Of course, home ice is not the same as it used to be. With no fans, I don't think there's home ice advantage. Really, think about it. And I don't know if there was home ice advantage yesterday with Boston and Philadelphia, because, both teams were like, here we are playing outdoors, having fun. They were like little kids out there. You could just tell they were having fun. Even the Flyers had fun, although they got blown away by Pasternak's hat trick, all right? I can't remember watching the game. Did people throw hats on the... No, there were no fans there. Okay. That had to be weird if you were broadcasting a game, too. DJ, who doesn't travel with the team now, is going to be joining us in a few minutes. I don't think he'll be in a good mood. I talked to him earlier. I didn't think he wanted to talk to me. But I didn't say nasty about the 0-3 over the weekend, Nailers. The only thing I said was we're going to replace the Nailers with the Wheeling Park Patriots high school hockey team. Maybe they can score, all right? 5-12-1. Disgusting. Can things only get better? Yeah. Can they get worse? Oh, yeah. DJ will be here with us to maybe shine a little light on what's been a disappointing hockey season for the local team called the Wheeling Nailers. I'm Bill DeFabio, across the way Lola. We are AM 1600 and 1370, The Watchdog.
Does your dog need groomed or walked? Are you looking for a pet sitter or dog boarding options? If so, call Dirty Paws, Wheeling's newest pet care service, providing the Ohio Valley with everyone's pet care needs. Check us out on Facebook at Dirty Paws WHG or call 304-639-7754.
For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the Watchdog trusts.
CA House Music has all the gear to make your music legendary. With all the best gear, including Fender, Epiphone, Yamaha, and more, CA House will have you rocking in no time. Get the most for your money with everyday low prices. And we meet or beat internet pricing. Play before you buy and let our product specialists help you pick out the instrument that's right for you. CA House Music, supporting local musicians since 1872. Play music for life.
Quaker Steak and Lube at the Highlands is the perfect place to relax after a long day. Happy hour from 3 to 6 Monday through Friday. Get $2 off appetizers, $3 off domestic drafts, and house wine specials. Quaker Steak and Lube, voted Best Wings USA. Quaker Steak and Lube at the Highlands with another steal of a deal. Get a steak burger and fries all day Monday for only $8.99. It's also Military Mondays. The Lube will take 25% off for all veterans, active duty military, and first responders. Quaker Steak and Lube, voted Best Wings USA.
This past year has been a challenge for us all. Red, yellow, black, and white. The pandemic has hurt us all. That's why I think it is interesting that it was a diverse group of scientists led by Dr. Graham and his close associate, Dr. Covert, an African-American woman who worked on this vaccine to help us all. I hope it says that together we can do anything. That's not just Black history, that's American history.
The Storm Tracker 7 team is here to warn you when winter weather will affect your day.
And as we go through the overnight after our coating of snow, we'll wake up tomorrow morning with a few snow flurries.
We are also here to help you make the most of the season. Is it a good day to build a snowman? Should you take the kids sledding? Check out our app before you head out the door.
We're going to bottom out to temperatures in the upper 20s.
With meteorologists Dr. Dave Walker, Zach Petty, and me, Aaron Myler, we've got weather coverage you can count on. 7 News, working.
Wheeling Coin and Hobby on 10th Street in Wheeling, next to the Bridge Tavern in downtown Wheeling, wants to buy any and all unwanted gold and silver jewelry. They are paying top dollar for 10, 14, 18, and 22 karat gold plus 925 sterling silver. They also want to buy collectible coins and paper money from before 1933. Wheeling Coin and Hobby is open daily from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Saturday. Coin and Hobby, 304-232-8430, and add them on Facebook.
Does this current crisis leave you wondering how to pay your bills? Well, a lot of people are struggling right now. I'm attorney Tom McIntyre. Call me today to schedule your telephone or video conference meeting, and I will send you a copy of my new book about bankruptcy, When Bad Things Happen to Good People. Call 877-456-4155. Together, we will figure out what to do now and what to do when this is over. We will get through this together.
Are you or your loved ones facing a serious legal battle? The law office of Paul Harris wants you to know you aren't alone. Do you need someone that's not afraid to go to trial and fight for your rights? Attorney Paul Harris and his team are willing to go where most firms are not. The courtroom. With a successful track record in civil litigation, criminal defense, including tax issues and healthcare fraud, Harris Law Office will fight for their clients by offering the most aggressive representation in and out of court. Call Paul Harris at Harris Law Office for a free consultation. 304-232-5300. The Metro News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
West Virginia Metro News. I'm Chris Lawrence. Governor Jim Justice due to speak this hour in his Monday COVID-19 briefing. You can see that live at WVMetroNews.com. Last week, the governor relaxed some of the restrictions put into place on various businesses in response to the pandemic as the numbers have dropped. Among those, letting the allowed capacity for dine-in patrons at restaurants go to 75%. It's been 50% since May. Dino Stanley owns the Adelphia Sports Bar and Grill in Charleston, says that's a big boost.
It's huge for us. It means we can employ more staff and safely seat more people. Of course, we'll still follow all the guidelines and keep masked up.
Tomorrow, the State Board of Education meets and is expected to pass a measure that will do away with the blended learning model in schools grades K through 8. Now, the governor and education leaders wanted students back in school 5 days a week earlier this year. The governor attempted to push that plan right after Christmas, but relented when there was pushback from local boards of education. Since that time, the governor says much has changed.
I was encouraging them to get back into school, and a lot of counties did a blended rate and everything and went very virtual. I truly believe we ought to be in school. That's all there is to it.
And the governor says the high school attendance will be determined by map color. As of today, there are no red counties in the state, and the number of green counties, the lowest infection rate, continues growing. A lot of people are doing a lot of work to continue to repair the power outages. Appalachian Power still has about 26,000, almost half those in Wayne County. You're listening to Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. A bill that would clarify it's illegal for teachers in the state to go on strike will be up for passage today in the state Senate. A similar bill also moving in the House of Delegates. Both the House and Senate floor sessions get started this hour in Charleston. A mixed bag of weather today. Rainfall in the west coming down as snow and wintry mix in the mountains and eastern panhandle. That's going to be out of here by this afternoon, and in much of the state, high winds will follow. Officials say some of those might be powerful enough to create more power outages in the western part of the state. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Chris Lawrence.
You're listening to The Watchdog, now on FM at 97.7 and 98.1. Sounds so clear. Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson were just discussing it.
Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Are we clear?
Crystal.
The Watchdog, live and local talk radio, just the way you like it.
Are we clear? Let me make it perfectly clear, because I won't say it again. And if I do, I got a reason. I forgot that I said I won't say it again. I will never rip the city again for all the potholes that I try to avoid here. Friday, I spent most of the day with doctors. Believe me, I didn't like doing that, at two different hospitals, Shadyside and Montefiore. I could not believe the craters in and around these hospitals. I'm wondering, can you imagine being an ambulance driver trying to avoid these big potholes? Okay, plus it was strange for me spending too many hours with too many doctors. So I decided at about 4 o'clock, I'm going to downtown Pittsburgh. Well, I went to downtown Pittsburgh. Guess what? There's nobody around. You know, I hardly saw, I was lucky to see 20 or 30 people. Most of my popular restaurants, like the Oyster House, is closed. William Penn Hotel, the hotels are closed. I don't think I saw 20 people in downtown Pittsburgh. Did see a lot of potholes, though. All right, so then I went to the Strip District. Had a nice little dinner at a seafood place on Friday. And but as I'm driving home, I goes, wow, it's like a ghost town. You know, they could have filmed a Western there. You know? But whatever. It's always good to be in Wheeling where there's people. And there's a guy named DJ Abasella. He better not be laughing or smiling this morning or this afternoon. Hey, DJ, I won't ask you, but I'll ask you, how was your weekend?
Bill, I've had better ones, to be honest with you.
No, you haven't. When was the last time you...
yeah.
When was the last time you lost 3 in a row? On the road.
It's been quite a while since we suffered a 3-game weekend sweep. That was not too fun, and not to get any points out of it either was not a good time either.
All right. Well, every time I got a text from you, Friday I understand because it was the first game of the year for Fort Wayne.
First home game, yeah.
Yeah,
and
first
they had
home
not
game.
won yet, so you know that their owners are going to pretty much put the bug in their ear, like
Yeah.
you guys better play in front of your home fans. So
Yeah, I figured they'd come out with fans and kick some ass. They did. Then I figured, well, Saturday, we'll forget about the home opener for Fort Wayne, the visiting Nailers. They're going to put it together, and they didn't. And Sunday, I'm figuring, well, they're going to win at least one of these 3, right? Get 2 out of 6 points. Something positive we can talk about the next day? Nah, that didn't happen. I've already made the deal. Wheeling Park Patriots High School hockey team are going to replace your Nailers. How's that?
Man, I'll tell you, those texts are probably the least favorite part of my day as well. I know I have to do it after each game, and I know it's not going to be pretty every time I do it. And there's really not much like it. And I try and give you an idea of, a trend or something that occurred in the game that may have directed it one way or the other, but man, it kind of felt like a broken record this weekend, especially on the offensive side of things. And that was an area I thought would be not really an issue going into the year. Now, there have been a lot of changes on that side of things, but you still have to take the next man up mentality.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, just cannot figure out, it's not only lack of goals, but it's lack of shots too. And that one just completely blows my mind.
Yeah, I don't know. Just when I think things can get better, they get worse. So let's see. You played 21 games, 12-4. Am I correct?
Yep, you are correct.
Boy, that sucks.
That's tough. It's a tough, yeah. I mean, 51 games left is a lot, but but at the same time, you dig yourself a hole, and that makes those games that much more important. And you look at the teams above us, Indy, they don't slow down. They just won 2 more this weekend, so they're sitting high, 18-4-1 at the top of the division, I believe. And then Florida's super good. You've kind of got a couple teams shuffling at 3-4, but everybody's getting points to the point where realistically, and I never like to look big picture, but I think you kind of have to, and you're going to probably need to get at least 35 wins to get a playoff spot, which means you're going to need to win at least 30 out of those last 51.
Whoa. I'm trying
hold on, you got to put it in perspective.
Yeah, hold on. I'm taking my shoes off to count here. 6. Oh, boy. So you can only lose 16 more games out of 51 if you want to win 35 or whatever?
Well, I'm saying 30 out of the last 51, so you'd only be able to, that would give you 21, but obviously you'd want to get points out of those 21 too.
Yeah, unless you make a trade for Crosby or something, I don't know if Sid Crosby would help this team.
I mean, like I said, the offense is the killer. I mean, well, it's all areas. I mean, we've allowed a lot of goals too. You give up 14 and then 3 over the weekend, but we only scored 5, and our highest shot total was 24. So you can really see where the issues are. Actually, one of the stats you mentioned a couple of weeks ago with the Penguins applies to us right now. We've trailed in every game at some point.
Every game?
Every
game?
single one. All 5 of our wins are comebacks.
Oh, boy, oh, boy. That's not
So
good.
you give up the first goal a lot, and then it kind of sends you into a tailspin of, okay, now what do? We've got to come from behind again. Like, it would be nice to get off to a strong start, get the first goal, build on it, God forbid get a 2-goal lead. So, yeah, there's been a lot.
You know what you need?
What's that?
Bench clearing brawl. Have the coaches go against each other. Have all the players knock each other out.
We had a couple of interesting instances over the weekend. One of our rookies, Tyler Drevich, is starting to try to play mind games where he's been hanging out on the ice after warm-ups, which ticks the other team off, but that didn't really do much to carry over into the game, although we did bait them into a couple stupid penalties. We had Kyle Marino make his pro debut on Saturday night, won a fight, and then scored on Sunday, so that was cool to see. But, yeah, I mean, they're trying a bunch of different things, but at the end of the day, it comes back to some of the most simplistic things of shooting the puck, which they're just not doing enough.
Kyle Marino, is he related to the Marino place for the Penguins?
He is not.
Okay.
This one is from Niagara Falls.
Okay. And the one who plays for the Penguins from Boston, isn't he?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
That's
they went
it.
to college on opposite coasts. Ours went to Alaska Fairbanks.
Maybe Dan Marino's a relative and he can throw the puck into the net. How's that?
Hey, how about that? I'll take it.
Yeah, anything. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we got to find a witch or something and put a spell on the other team. I have no idea. I
don't know what it is.
And I got to be frustrated if I'm an announcer like you or an employee, trying to sell tickets. It's tough. I mean, I could see if you were like, maybe 9, 11, and 3 or whatever, a couple of games under 500, but I didn't realize that you trailed in every game.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, no problem. And like running the social media, too. I mean, I see it. The fans get very, very frustrated. They want a winner here. That's what this is a very passionate community. That's what
they love their
want.
hockey here,
And to not deliver, and especially like we talked about too, and you've been right on top of this as well, rightfully so, is the expectations that we had going into the season. The fact that we were supposed to have this knock 'em dead roster, and to be sitting here where we are today, it's like, now we're pretty well eating our shoes because we promised that we'd be this great team, and we've underachieved.
Yeah. And stupid me, I drank your Kool-Aid you gave me. What'd you put in that Kool-Aid?
I don't know.
How about our boy Brad? Is he starting any fights?
He's hurt right now. He's been hurt for the last couple of weeks. So right now he can pretty well only be an emotional leader and not be able to do it on the ice. So that's been a little bit tricky.
Did he get hurt in a fight?
Yeah, he did against Tulsa a couple of weeks ago.
Guys can't win. I don't know.
No, that's the thing we're running into too. Like, you don't want to make excuses, like I said, because at the end of the day, you've got to go the next man up mentality. Like, if a guy's out, someone else has to step in. But you look at Brad's been hurt. Chad Duchesne, one of our top defensemen, pretty well our best penalty killer. He's been out for 7, 8 games now, I think.
Yeah. Wow.
We've had Patrick Watling, who was our leading scorer. He's been out since last Wednesday, so he's missed 6. Joshua Winquist, who was a point-a-game guy when he joined us, he's been out for 4 or 5, I think. So, the hits are coming in all directions right now.
And, their play-by-play announcer can't travel with the team, so you're out of
it. Right. Yeah, that's a little tricky, too. And, I mean, at the end of the game, they get a shorthanded breakaway to go 6-2 with a minute left, and it's just like, oh, great, okay. I'll tell you though, not having any arena noise last night out of the on our broadcast, you kind of can take that dull approach to it when they score like that because you don't have to try and yell over a goal horn. So that was kind of nice, I guess.
Hey, good news for you. You ready?
What's that?
You didn't have to make the trip home. You didn't have to be on that bus.
That had to stink. I remember a couple of them. I remember there was a game where we got blasted 7-0 in Toledo on a Sunday. and Clarkie slammed the door that went back to the player bunks and said, if I hear a word between the time of now and we get back to Wheeling, I'm going to skate you guys until you can't walk when we get back on Tuesday.
And nobody, with the exception of you, made the noise, right?
No, we all kind of just sat there. It was the most, like, somber bus ride. Like, literally nobody wanted to move. It was so brutal.
Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't even want to go to the bathroom. So.
No, and I don't know. And that's one of the tricky things, Bill, too. Like, normally, like you said, I am traveling, so I get a feel for what the emotion's like. I get a feel for what Mark's like after a situation like this.
Yeah.
Derek, you know, basically what the, you know, are they ones that shake it off quick and go, all right, you know, that's okay, we're not, you know, we still have a lot to play, or are they ones that take it hard, take it seriously? You know, what kind of, I don't know what the atmosphere is like. I have no clue.
Yeah, that's another thing. You know, I don't know what the ECHL does half of the time, but do they do like post-game interviews on Zoom or anything? Like with the head coach and the star player? Okay.
Yeah. We don't usually do it on the road, though. We do it sometimes at home, though.
Okay, speaking of home cooking coming up?
Home cooking coming up. 4 games this week, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Wednesday.
So that'll be nice to see.
All right, here's your assignment.
What's that?
2, 4, 6, 8. I want 6 points out of the 4 games. How's that?
That'd be nice. Friday is the 2000th game in team history, so that's kind of cool.
All right. You giving away anything?
No.
Okay.
No, we're not.
Okay.
But I think we're trying to work on getting Frosty Friday started soon, so not sure if it'll be this weekend or not, but they've been talking about that idea, so we're hoping that starts to go in the right direction.
Please don't tell me you're not going to be playing any field games, right?
Wednesday.
Oh, Bill, why'd you mention that?
Indy's in on Wednesday, and then Utah for the weekend. So at least we get a break with Utah Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Boy, if they lose, that's a long bus ride, or do they travel by plane?
They're flying.
Okay. What's Utah's nicknames? What is it?
They are the Grizzlies.
The Utah Grizzlies. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They play in the same arena that hosted the Olympics.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Yeah.
2002, I want to say.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you're celebrating 2,000 games at West Banco, right?
2,000 games as a team, yeah.
What day?
Friday.
Okay, that'd be nice if you could win on that. Nice little...
That'd be special.
That'd be asterisk. You know, Sid Crosby played in half of those. Can you believe he played his 1,000th game the other day?
That's incredible. I hit my 700th on Friday, and I'm kind of glad I did it Friday because, you know, Sid comes out with a 1,000 on Saturday, and I'm like, well, I'm glad I didn't do it on the same day as him because that would have been, you know, kind of like, hey, I did something special. But, yeah, I mean, what is he? How many years is he now? Was he close to 15?
I think so. Yeah, he's been around. He looks like he could play for another 1,000, you know, barring injuries, which is, you know, something you got to avoid. But, yeah. So you did what? You've done 700 Naylor games or 700 professional hockey games?
Both.
Okay.
But, yeah, 1,000's that's the magic number, right? Like, that's the one that really makes an impact. So it was cool to see him hit it, and they did all the special videos for him, which was cool to see all of his previous teammates and his parents sending a video and I'm sure that crushes him. Like, the fact that it happens in a year like this where your parents can't be there like they normally would to celebrate that with you. But he did have his girlfriend on the ice, which that was pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I didn't see any of that. I don't know what the hell I was doing. Maybe I was, you know, putting everything down on paper and trying to get rid of all the clutter I have with sports memorabilia. Hey,
you know what the funniest thing about that game was? Of course, it goes this way, right? Like, everybody would have figured that Crosby would have scored or had a bunch of points in his 1,000th game, and they win 3-2, all 3 goals by defensemen.
Yeah, but he had 2
Just
assists.
how they drew it up.
He had 2 assists, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
It's funny that all the goals from D-men.
Are you going to root for Alexander Ovechkin in this series?
Well, I mean, I'm with the Penguins affiliate, so I think I've got to root for Pittsburgh, right?
Well, you're a Bruins fan, right?
I am a Bruins fan.
Alex,
they had a great game yesterday.
Alex, if I think it's 1 goal or 2 goals, will pass Phil Esposito on the all-time list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to do it eventually.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
shoot.
yeah.
Where is he going to finish? He's going to finish top 3 all time, no question.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Will he break any records? I don't know. But speaking of Boston, I tell you what, I enjoyed watching the game. Not necessarily the players, although I did like the ending where the players were doing selfies and taking a team picture. They had to be rushed off the ice. They just wouldn't leave. I mean, how picturesque was Lake Tahoe playing a hockey game?
That was awesome. That was so cool. Like, this would have been the tough year because obviously you can't really do it at a stadium with fans. So they had to rack their brains a little bit, and boy, did they think outside the box. And in terms of the layout and the look of it, man, did they crush it going to Lake Tahoe. Now, they did run into the circumstance on Saturday where they played the first period at 3 o'clock our time, and then the second period goes off at 9 o'clock, or midnight rather our time, 9 hours later. But I thought the look of it was terrific. I thought it had that outdoorsy feel to it. I thought it was really, really cool to be able to see that.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for the league to top that. I don't know where else you could play. Maybe Greenland? I don't know. Antarctica? How about the North Pole?
Man, that's a tough one.
There you go, North Pole. Live from the North Pole. No, I don't know. But, I remember when they only had one Winter Classic a season. Remember that?
Yes.
Then they had 2. Then they had 3. Now they got whatever. It sells, I guess.
Well, and that's why, I like the actual Winter Classic itself. I'm not huge on the Stadium Series because I feel like one a year is good. It still has that flair to it. The fact that it's on New Year's Day. I'll still watch the Winter Classic, but when it goes to all, the extra Stadium Series games and you're playing 2, 3, 4 a year, I'm like, you know what? I think we've seen enough. And, you look at some of the places they've done, you're getting to the point where you're starting to already have done the really cool spots. What else are you going to do now that's going to make people go, oh, that's a neat little idea? You've already done Fenway. You've already done Wrigley. You've already done Notre Dame. What's next?
How about Yankee Stadium? Have they played there?
Done that one.
Yeah, Dodger Stadium?
Yes, they did.
Wow.
That was a Stadium Series one.
Yeah, okay. I don't know what's left that would be unique and different.
They did the big house.
Yeah? Yeah, that's right, Ann Arbor.
Really, they've done the big dogs. You're really going to have to kind of think differently, and I guess that's why, again, where Tahoe was pretty cool because it was really different, but, to make it a really cool, unique spot.
Let's see. Hey, Lola, you're a hockey nut. Can you think of any place unique where they can have the Winter Classic that they haven't had it yet that would make it very, very cool?
Oh, I don't know. But I'm with DJ. This Stadium Series is crap. Yeah. I don't even bother watching them. The Winter Classic is different. I would have given anything to have been at the one in Detroit. But I don't know. I don't know where you have it. Out in the desert, I guess. There you go.
Someplace unique, I don't know. Yellowstone Park? Nah.
Somewhere the sun doesn't shine because they said that that's the NHL's biggest enemy.
Yeah.
How stupid is that?
Yeah, okay. How about Moscow, That would be cool. No, it wouldn't be. No, it wouldn't be. That wouldn't be.
You'd have Putin out there trying to be a goalie.
Did you see the latest? One of the Ranger players been accused of child abuse or something? I don't know.
Yeah, Panarin.
He's a young guy, isn't he?
Not anymore. I would probably say 7, 8 years.
Yeah, well, he had a problem with the President Putin. I guess he ripped him on social media not too long ago, whatever. But he's a good player, isn't he, for the Rangers?
Yeah, he is. He's a big-time, started with the Blackhawks, and then over to the Rangers. He's a big-time difference maker. Actually played in Columbus, too.
Oh, did he play in Columbus? All right, okay.
Yeah.
No, I can't think of any place for the Winter Classic, but, I'm tired of the Stadium Classics, whatever. You hit all the great places, Fenway, Yankees. I mean, it goes on and on. So the NHL will come up with something unique. So
yeah.
Have they had it in Green Bay?
Yeah.
Ooh, no, they have not.
Yeah.
You
Lambeau
got to worry
Field.
about the sun up there.
The Ice Bowl, part 2.
Who would you play that one?
I don't know. Minnesota, Chicago, Detroit. I don't know.
Minnesota, Chicago.
I feel like
would be
those
good.
are the teams that have played in 8 bajillion of them. Like,
Yeah.
at least I'll give them credit. Like, at least they put Colorado on, like, so that people could see how good Nathan McKinnon really is. Like, that was nice because I feel like that's a team that doesn't get nearly enough credit of being that good. I mean, they've given us Boston, Philly down our throats. Like you mentioned, Detroit, Chicago, which I feel like we've seen that one way too much. We've seen the New York teams way too much. We've seen Pittsburgh and Washington way too much. Like, there's maybe half the league that doesn't get the credit it deserves. Look at the Central Division right now. Nobody wants to give any love to the Florida Panthers, who have the best record in the league right now.
Yeah. How about Tampa Bay? You have one Bay playing in another Bay.
There you go.
I don't know who would they play against. Maybe 2 Florida teams in a cold weather area. I don't know. Lambeau Field. That's a great idea. Great idea.
Well, you know, the one in Detroit was the Wings and the Leafs, which was absolutely phenomenal, you know.
Great rivalry, too. Yeah.
And the Wings played at Wrigley, too.
Oh, there's Wrigley Field. I forgot about Wrigley. Yeah.
Yep. They did that one. That was the second one. That was the year after Crosby and Buffalo.
Yeah. All right, we're going to throw the Stadium Series out the window. We're going to throw out your 5, 12, and 4 out the window and start all over again Wednesday against the Fuel. So gas it up, man. Gas it up.
That's what we do.
Okay. All right, we'll talk later on. Thank you, DJ. Sorry about all the frustrating moments, and it's a good thing you didn't have to travel home with the team after losing 3 in a row to Fort Wayne.
Hey, I appreciate you going easy on me, Bill. It's not easy for sure, but we appreciate everything you do for us.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. We appreciate what you do for us. Although you have to do a little bit better, okay?
I'll do my best.
Now, what's your assignment? 6 out of 8 points.
6 out of 8 points. Let's go.
All right, or else you got to take Lola out to dinner. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Hey, take care, my man.
All right, you too.
Yeah, Green Bay was, boy, that would be great. Lambeau Field, remember the big Ice Bowl game in '67 or whatever? That would be cool. Have the 2 warm cities, Tampa and Florida, play in that, okay? That'd be cool. Outdoors, Green Bay, Wisconsin. People can still wear their cheese heads or whatever. Yeah. Hey, we'll be back with Reverend Cummings. We're going to spend a whole hour with Reverend talking about Black History Month right after this on 1370 and AM 1600.
The Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600 WKKX Wheeling, FM 97.7, AM 1370 WVLY Moundsville.
The ABC News is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
Out of the way by big companies in the original relief distribution.
On Wednesday, the Small Business Administration is going to establish a 14-day exclusive PPP loan application period for businesses and nonprofits with fewer than 20 employees.
The self-employed, sole proprietors, and independent contractors can now qualify for more money. This as the U.S. today is expected to reach one of the worst milestones in the pandemic. 500,000 lives lost to COVID-19. In California, mass vaccination sites will reopen this week after they had to shut down because of vaccine delivery delays due to the storms in the east and south.
California has now vaccinated over 7.3 million people. The governor here saying that's more than most countries have done. And while still there's a lot of work to do here, Governor Gavin Newsom saying COVID numbers in California have dropped rapidly in the past 2 weeks. New cases and hospitalizations are a fraction of what they were a month ago.
We are making progress. There's not just light at the end of the tunnel, there's a bright light at the end of the tunnel.
Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
At the Senate confirmation hearing of President Biden's Attorney General nominee, Judge Merrick Garland, he told senators that he sees no constitutional issues with background checks for gun purchases.
I do think that it's very important that we be careful that people who are entitled to have guns get the background check that allows them to have them.
Saying he believes that allows the president to pursue such gun policies. In San Francisco, the school board putting a hold on renaming all of its 44 schools, including schools named after Presidents Washington and Lincoln. The board commissioner now acknowledging that reopening the schools and bringing students back is the first priority. You're listening to ABC News.
The IRS doesn't mess around. If they want your money, they'll take it. They can take your paycheck and bank accounts too, even threaten your home or business. Don't take on the IRS alone. If you owe back taxes, the smartest thing you can do is call Optima Tax Relief. The experts at Optima specialize in a powerful IRS tax assistance program called the Fresh Start Initiative. And their clients that qualify are saving thousands, even tens of thousands. One call starts the process to stop the demand letters, stop aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS from targeting you. But don't delay. It's important to act now while you still have options. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Optima has already resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get your life back. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima now for your free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Dominion Voting Systems today filed a defamation lawsuit against Trump ally Mike Lindell and his pillow company for $1.3 billion. Lindell telling ABC News he's happy, saying the lawsuit will enable him to demand internal documents from Dominion.
The voting systems company alleged the MyPillow chief helped push false theories about Dominion rigging the 2020 election, even though he knew those accusations were false. This is Dominion's latest lawsuit over what the company called the big lie. The lawsuit called Mike Lindell a talented salesman who sells the lie because the lie sells pillows. Dominion has previously sued former President Trump, his attorney Rudy Giuliani, and the attorney Sidney Powell, saying they've all caused irreparable harm to Dominion's good reputation and threatened the safety of employees and customers. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
A New York lawmaker spearheading an effort to help Texas after last week's winter storm, raising millions.
Tweeting photos of her and other members of Congress packing food into boxes at distribution sites, water delivery sites, and visiting homes of affected Texans. Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the New York Democrat.
Documented, undocumented, no matter what your income, no matter your housing status, you can get help here.
Adding,
you need it, we'll be there. That's the New York spirit, that's the Texan spirit, that's the American spirit.
AOC joined by Representatives Sylvia Garcia, Sheila Jackson Lee, and Al Green of Houston. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 99 points. This is ABC News.
Switch to T-Mobile for Business and get up to 90 days of service free via virtual rebate on your business plan. You get a great deal, the largest 5G network, and first-class benefits like Microsoft 365 on us. It's better for business and only with T-Mobile for Business. Limited time offer. Stop in store for details. Plus taxes and fees for some plans. Virtual Express MasterCard within 8 weeks of receipt of valid submission. Complete port within 60 days. See T-Mobile.com for 5G devices, coverage, and plan details.
Dave Packer, ABC News.
In a hurry and need to see a doctor? The Woodsdale Health Center and Walk-In Clinic is located across from Little Caesars on National Road. Open 7 to 7 Monday through Friday. Patients can receive primary care, treatment of minor illnesses and injuries, wellness visits and physicals. There's also a lab draw station open from 8 to noon weekdays. A division of Wheeling Hospital, the Woodsdale Health Center is led by family physician Dr. Michael Wilson. Call 304-234-1971. They'll take good care of you.
A serious injury from an accident can be just the start of your worries. What if you cannot return to work? How do you take care of your family if you're disabled? At Gelner Law Offices, we represent seriously injured people and understand their problem. We know how to get you fair compensation. We will work hard to make sure you get the money you deserve for your losses. Don't go it alone. If you're hurt in an accident, call us at 304-242-2900 or visit us at gelnerlaw.com.
We'd like to help.
Hey man, what can I get you?
Yeah, can I have 2 Coors Lights?
You got it. Hey Mike! I need 2 Coors Lights!
Sure thing!
With a taste as cold as the Rockies, only Coors Light gives you refreshment every time. Here you go.
Thanks, Mike. Doing a great job. All right, 2 ice-cold Coors Lights.
That's the coldest beer I've ever had.
Hey, they don't call it the world's most refreshing beer for nothing.
Okay, be honest with me. Do you really have the Rocky Mountains in your beer cooler?
You don't believe it? Check it out.
Man, that's pretty amazing.
I know, right? I can't believe it myself sometimes. I mean, this cooler is only 3 feet wide.
Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. With great beer comes great responsibility.
Does your dog need groomed or walked? Are you looking for a pet sitter or dog boarding options? If so, call Dirty Paws, Wheeling's newest pet care service, providing the Ohio Valley with everyone's pet care needs. Check us out on Facebook at Dirty Paws WHG or call 304-639-7754.
For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the Watchdog trusts.
Hello, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster. With a look at your local weather forecast to start your work week. You're going to see mostly cloudy skies with a few raindrops mixing in with some snowflakes through the day. The daytime high in the lower 40s. Your overnight low of 33 degrees with a few light snow showers expected. Otherwise, mostly cloudy conditions. A milder day with temperatures in the low 40s for your Tuesday. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Now it's time for Bill DeFabio on AM 1600 WKKX, The Watchdog.
Well, we've turned the studio into a museum. I don't know, sometimes I get crazy thoughts in my head. Sometimes I could use that on the air. No, I'll do that on the air. No, I'm not going to do that. So I was thinking, because I'm listening every day what's on the air, even when I'm not on the air, Reverend Cummings talking about, like, this date in history, Black history. Well, why not spend an hour with the good Reverend, you know? And he asked me to check a video that he put out. And it took me a day or two, and you did a nice job, by the way. Can people see that?
They can see it if they go to YouTube. But,
okay. What do they look for?
They look for Black History or the D.W. Cummings Ministries. We hope to have it up on our website soon. The reason that we did it was I normally am blessed of God to go into the state penitentiary and do a Black History program in various prisons. But this year, due to the pandemic, I was not allowed. But they said, if you make a video, we will play the video in the prison. And some of, at least in Ohio, it's my understanding, that some of them have it's not an iPad, but something similar to an iPad, and they can do email blasts to all prisons so that they don't have to congregate. And I was told that they were going to take my program and email blast it to every prisoner in Ohio.
You're a great messenger.
I don't know, but I was thankful for the opportunity.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, I was thankful for the opportunity because, you know, I like to barter.
Yes.
And Lola doesn't know this, but you and I had a deal about food. And
Yes.
Good deal for
And I told you I had no problem with it.
I was going to order steak and shrimp,
Well,
but I didn't want to
that.
go above the border.
You and Lola are worth it.
Well, I don't know about her. But,
yes.
She won't be speaking for a while because she's had, well-fed Lola means it's a pretty good show coming for me and the next guy, Big Rick. But I like all of this stuff. Well, don't leave it here, man.
No, I'm taking it with me.
I'm looking at Roberto. I'm looking at Jackie Robinson.
Yes.
Muhammad Ali. Oh, I have the Michael Jordan book. Who's that?
Yes.
Who's that one there?
This
Is that Larry Doby?
No, this is Jackie Robinson.
Okay.
Same thing, but this is
Willie Mays.
There you go, and then Michael and
We'll show those
and
during
then
the
yeah,
show.
sure, not a problem.
Don't leave the Willie Star. Did I give you that?
I'm
I
not
think
sure.
I did give it to you.
I thought you did, but you
For
said you
Christmas
didn't.
3 years
so,
ago. Can I
yeah.
have it back?
No,
No, I don't want it. No. It's worth a couple of bucks. If you
I
need-
believe it. I
if you
believe
need
it.
to make some money, put that baby on eBay.
No, I won't.
Because I
be
got
doing
4
that.
more of them.
Oh, is that right?
I don't know what the hell I have.
Yeah, no
I got so
problem.
much of everything.
Oh, God bless you.
Well, you've just been suspended for 40 minutes.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. It's important?
No.
We can
no,
take a break.
No.
Well, I don't know where
Normally my wife is here and she has my phone, so
Okay, all right.
I'm here by myself. So
Okay, that's okay. We'll do a lot of things. We'll try and cram as much as we can with Black History Month as we can.
not a problem.
I'll make
And I'd want to commend you for even considering this.
Why?
You know,
I'm doing my job.
Well, this is very kind of you. Know there are certain places that they don't feel that it's worth talking about or think that it should ever be mentioned. But you are unique and special, and we appreciate you even considering it.
Well, you know, I've been.
And I hope you don't get any backlash. I don't know whether you will or
What are they
won't,
going to do?
but-
Come and see me?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
People leave mean telephone calls, but
Well, that's okay. You know who takes care of my light work?
Who's that?
Turn around.
Oh, hello.
There you go. You don't mess with anybody from Michigan.
No, hey, my daddy was from Michigan.
Yeah, tough guy.
Yeah, he was a pastor, but he came from Detroit, Michigan. Matter of fact, all of his brothers and sisters, other than him, were in Detroit, Michigan. He's the first one to leave. He was the first to leave.
I look at Roberto Clemente, my hero.
Yes. You said you were going to tell me some things. I'm here to learn. I'm not here to teach. I'm here to learn.
Well, one thing, when I was in Boston, I could not believe, and when I met him, I sat down. Once I got to know him, because he was a little bit media shy, Bill
Okay,
Russell.
All right.
As famous as Bill Russell was,
Yes.
it was a difficult thing for him and his family to buy a house in Boston.
Wow.
And you know why.
Yeah, I have my suspicions.
Same with a slugger named Jim Rice.
Is that right?
Now, let's go closer to my home in Washington.
Okay.
About 10 blocks from my house is a beautiful community, okay?
All right.
East Bow Street.
Okay.
A lot of lavish-looking homes. Joe Green couldn't buy a house.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't know what they did, real estate, I don't know. But think about that.
That's wrong.
We'll go one step further, because I used to sit and talk to Willie Stargell about how difficult it was for blacks in the early 60s to even eat in restaurants. When he was in AA baseball, they would go down south. He could not eat with his white teammates. He had to go to the back of the restaurant, just like one of the movies we see.
Jesus.
Back of the restaurant, get his food, and go on the bus and eat.
Help us, Lord.
We'll go even one step further, closer to home, Wheeling. I won't mention the coaches or anything. Wheeling Central,
All right.
their football team, in '92, went to, I don't want to mention the school,
All right.
went to Southern West Virginia for a football game.
All right.
The three black players were not allowed to eat in a restaurant. So the coach, I think he was Mr. Thomas, said, "We're out of here." They
Beautiful.
left. They all left
Beautiful.
together.
That was the right thing to do.
But that's '92.
Yeah, you're not talking about back in the 1800s. You're talking about just 20, 30 years ago. So
Yeah.
it's sad, you know.
Has it gotten better? I don't know.
You know, I think that we sometimes make 3 steps forward and 2 steps back, but at least we're moving in the right direction. And if you're asking, is racism gone? Then of course the answer is no. But if you're asking, are they hanging people in the street? Not that I know of. So, but I think that in the North, racism is harder to deal with. In the South, they were up front with their racism. I mean, they had a sign in the door, you know, so whites only, or no, they didn't use the word black, but allowed. But in the North, it's more smile in your face, stab you in the back. And so you think, I think Oprah Winfrey said she went into a store. She had been out exercising, running, and she didn't look like Oprah Winfrey. She didn't have her makeup on. She didn't have fine dress. She just had jogging shorts on. And she saw a dress in the store and walked into the store, and she probably was perspiring. And immediately they started watching her, and they were following her. They didn't speak to her, or anything. They just followed her around the store, and she said on her show, they didn't know I could have bought everything in that store, and it wouldn't have cost. It wouldn't have been a percentage of my wealth. But all they saw was the color of my skin, and they thought, I wasn't welcome. So, does racism exist? Absolutely. The problem is that they hide it. They hide it. They act like sometimes they're your friend and then they go in other circles and they talk about you.
Yeah.
So
Well, that happens too with Caucasians.
it happens with everybody. It happens with everybody. And by no means am I proclaiming that all blacks are perfect or that all other races are imperfect. We all have our imperfections. We all have
wait a minute. Italians are not perfect?
Nobody's
We discovered
perfect.
America.
Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. We all have our challenges, and if I've ever given the impression that I'm perfect, I apologize because I'm so far from perfect. It's not even funny. But we all can do better, and we can all. And when we turn the light on it, that helps us to deal with it. It's when we refuse to look at it that it grows like mushrooms in the dark.
Well, I'm quite familiar with families of color. For 9 months, I lived with a family of color in Pittsburgh.
Wow.
My mother couldn't take care of me, so I lived with about 5 or 6 families till I was 6.
Bless him, Lord.
And here's another great story for you. I don't think I ever shared this on the air. I'm not afraid because I have nothing to hide. My aunt and uncle had a huge, I think it was 300-acre farm in Bentleyville.
Okay.
My neighbor was a poor Joe Hardy of 84 Lumber, and he got rich.
All right.
All right? My aunt and uncle, combined education, 6 years. My uncle came over from Italy, stowed away on a boat, never went to school. My aunt only went to like 5th grade. But they made a lot of money on this farm.
All right.
Okay? We had this helper named Jonathan. All right? He would walk about 3 miles to the farm every day.
Mm.
So my uncle said, hey, why don't you live with us?
Wow.
Okay? And, he was paid well, hard worker, maybe as hard as my great uncle,
All right.
who would get up 6 o'clock in the morning, wouldn't get done farming till like 9 at night.
Wow.
All right? And Jonathan's bedroom was about 10 feet away from my bedroom.
Okay.
Jonathan was a man of color.
All right.
We used to sit and watch Gunsmoke and Wanted Dead or Alive.
All right.
All right?
I like both of those shows myself.
And The Rifleman.
Yes, I've seen The Rifleman too.
So you know what? I didn't know because back then, and I'm still I'm colorblind.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
But he was a hard worker. And we had to tell him, take a rest.
All right. Well, that sounds wonderful. I know my wife, she told me that she's seen more Westerns in the few years that we've been married than she saw in her whole life. So I definitely like Westerns. I do want to mention, and you talked about it earlier, that the first black NBA player was Chuck Cooper from the Pittsburgh,
Duquesne University,
Pennsylvania area, and he went to Western High School, and he was a player for West Virginia State University, and he also played for the Boston Celtics. But there was someone else also in our area by the name of Ron Williams. His nickname was Fritz. He went to Weir High School. He was the class of 1964. He was a 4-year, 3-sport standout for the Red Riders. He led Weir to 3 straight Class AAA title games, including their unbeaten season of 1962. He was 2 state runner-ups and a state title in 1963. He had a 3-year record of winning 62 games and only losing 8 in 3 years. The 3-year all OVAC and all West Virginia class AAA basketball player was also all OVAC and all West Virginia football. Ended in 1963 and the OVAC and West Virginia Region 1 sprint champion in the 100, 220, 440 yards in 1964. But the thing that I wanted to mention was that 2 things. He was the first African American to be named first team all West Virginia in basketball and only the 4th person in history to be named the first team all state 3 times. And it's my understanding that he had a chance to go to Michigan, but he chose to play for West Virginia, and he was the first African American to play for the West Virginia University. It's my
The
understanding.
Mountaineers, huh?
Yeah, the
I didn't know
Mountaineers.
that.
Yeah, that's my understanding.
Weir High School?
We're high
Okay,
school,
all right.
and then I'm honored to say that his family attended our church in Weirton, Shiloh, and I ended up doing the funeral of his brother, and a number of some of the basketball players of his day came to it, and I was honored to meet them and talk to some on the phone. But they all expressed a great appreciation for him and his brother and his family. So, and there are a lot of local legends around the Ohio Valley.
Just think of today if he was playing at Weir.
Yeah.
He'd be in Sports Illustrated.
Oh, absolutely.
Social media would go crazy. He'd be the LeBron James of the area.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
That's an impeccable record, man.
That is, and I regret that I can't say that I ever knew him, but there are a number of people in the church that did and grew up with him. So,
All right, that's good stuff. You want to do my funeral?
I want you to live a long time
Well,
and
that ain't
prosper.
gonna happen.
Yeah, I would be honored to do it, but I hope that that day never comes.
Are you going to charge me a fee? Can we
You'll
barter?
be already gone, so
Can
I
we
can't
barter?
charge you nothing.
We can barter.
No, we
Couple
don't
of
need to barter.
cheeseburgers.
We don't need to barter.
If you keep, if the sermon's less than an hour.
Oh no, we can make it whatever it needs to be.
Yeah,
So
okay,
yeah.
Boy, that's a great story on Weir. I never knew that, man.
No, that's
And
great,
Cooper's a
man.
great story.
Yes, he is.
Because
Yes,
think where he
is.
ended up.
Right.
Boston.
Right.
We talk about racism.
Right. No, it was definitely challenging there.
And Bill Russell was the first black coach
Right,
in the
he
NBA. He
was.
was a player coach in 60, what year did I graduate? 69, 68, 69. So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Well, Fritz, he ended up playing for the San Francisco Warriors for a period of time. So,
Okay.
but
Which are now Golden State Warriors, right?
which is now the Golden State Warriors. Yes. And in the 70s, he played for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Okay.
So, but
I wonder if he played for Jabbar early in the 70s.
I don't know, but the person, and I don't want to get in trouble, but the person that I believe called during the funeral and talked to me on the phone and wanted to give greetings to the family over the phone. This is not Ron Williams' funeral, but his brother's, his younger brother who used to hang around him, I'm told, was Oscar Robinson.
The Big O.
The Big O called, and I
Wow.
talked to him on the phone, and he was the Bucks' third guard behind Oscar Robinson.
Yeah.
Fritz
Wow.
Williams.
I think he
and
played
Lucius
on,
Allen. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I think they played on the same team before Jabbar said, "See you, Milwaukee. I'm going west."
Yeah, well, he ended up coming and playing for the Los Angeles Lakers in 1976.
All right.
That's the team that he finished with.
Wow, good stuff.
So
You can't make this stuff up.
this is all on the OVAC conference website. So we're very honored to be able to share it.
I wonder if the gentleman from Weir is in the OVAC museum down at West Banco.
I would think so, but I can't confirm it. But I would think so.
That's my assignment.
All right.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
You ever seen that Hall of Fame?
I have. I apologize that I have not studied it as much as perhaps I should, but I've definitely seen it. And
Well, here's your assignment.
There we go.
Go to the John Havlicek window. I want that game jersey.
The Havlicek game jersey?
Yeah, it's behind the window. You got to get through the glass and just pull it out.
No, I won't be doing that.
Okay. Yeah.
If you want a picture, maybe I can do
I got
that.
Every time I go there, I say, I didn't know he was here.
Yeah.
I didn't know Lou DeToe Groza was a local guy.
Yeah.
I didn't even know Chuck Howley was from here. He was the only losing player on the Super Bowl to be named MVP.
Oh, wow.
And he's a good friend with the mayor of Warwood. So
Oh, is that right?
You know who that is.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Chuck Howley. Wow, a great memory there.
I wanted to bring up another memory, but I didn't want to stop you from getting your commercials and everything in. So
We're good for 3 minutes to take a bottom of the hour, and then you can have your cheeseburger.
okay, all right. But I do want to bring up. I was blessed to go to the Negro History Hall of Fame and talked about Satchel Paige. I was going to read you something out of there, but I can do it later on. Okay, you got your
like
camera
that?
there. Yeah. And Satchel Paige was someone who
Hey,
was
I like this. It's my birthday today,
Oh, no!
Can I have this? No, it's not my birthday.
Oh, okay. You play with me so much.
Yeah, well, I got to have this a variety of BS.
Okay.
Make people laugh. You know, you want to have a sad show?
No, I don't
That's
want a
not
sad
me.
show. No.
And we don't talk politics.
All right.
This is a great book. Where'd you get this?
In Kansas City.
Wow.
And he played for the Kansas City Monarchs.
Yep.
And they say he was one of the greatest pitchers that there was.
Should have been in the major leagues.
But he couldn't get into the major leagues because of the color of his skin.
Yeah.
I think later on he did get into, I think he played for the Cleveland Indians for a while. If memory serves me correct.
Well, Cleveland, of course, Larry Doby.
Yes, Larry Doby.
He should have been in the majors a long time
absolutely,
ago.
Absolutely. And but I wanted to read you something about them playing against the, I believe it's the Homestead Grays, which was Pittsburgh's Negro history, Negro baseball league, and I thought how interesting it was, and I'll see if I can.
You
find
know,
it
Reverend,
again. Uh-oh.
I have a picture of the Grays. They're all standing on the dugout at Forbes Field.
Wow.
Okay.
That is amazing.
I'd like to give it to you, but I don't like you that much.
Okay, I understand.
It's nice. The frame was like $200.
Oh my God! Wow.
I forget where I got the picture.
Okay.
I think somebody from University of Pittsburgh gave it to me because it was on the Pitt campus, Forbes Field.
Wow.
And Pitt said, we don't want you anymore. So home plate is now in a dormitory.
Wow. Okay.
Because when I first found that out, I was sliding into home plate.
Okay.
And the security guards were looking at me like, who is this idiot? I just wanted to say I slid across
You slid
the
into
sand.
home plate. I
Yeah.
got you. I totally got you.
But it was in a dorm.
Yeah.
I've been known to do crazy things.
Hey,
Okay, read to me, please.
All right. It was September 10th, 1942. It was the second game of the Negro World Series. Satch's team, the Kansas City Monarchs, was in a heated best-of-7 matchup against the Homestead Grays of Pittsburgh, led by Josh Gibson. Toward the end of the game, Satch decided to raise the stakes. With 2 outs in the inning and 1 man on base, he walked 2 players so the bases would be loaded when Josh Gibson came to bat. Someday we'll meet up and see who's best, rang in Satch's ears as he prepared to face the man who would now determine the fate of his team and Satch's reputation. Satch called to Josh, "Remember back when we were playing for the Crawfords and you said you was the best hitter in the world and I said I was the best pitcher?" "Yeah, I remember," Josh called back. "Well, now we're going to see what's what," Satch said. With a ball in hand and a grin on his face, Satch told Josh, "I'm going to throw a baseball letter high. Strike 1." Josh shook his head, tightened up his grip on the bat, and resumed his position as he tried to stare into Satchel's eyes. But Satch started straight ahead to Josh's knees. His coach back at the Mount Meg school had always told him, "Look at the knees, Satch. Every weakness a batter has, you can spot it in their knees." "Now I'm going to throw this one a little faster. It's going to be belt high," Satch said during his windup. "Strike 2. In typical Satch style, he called in a mocking voice, "Now I got you 0-2, and I'm supposed to knock you down. But instead, I'm going to throw a P at your knee. Strike 3. Josh never moved the bat. Satch slowly exhaled the breath he had been holding since the windup. It was over. He had done what he came to do.
They had a little bit of trash talk in there, huh? That's cool stuff.
They said there were times that he would have all the players sit down in the outfield and, swear that he's going to strike the person out. "Oh, y'all don't even need, just sit down, sit down." And he would do it, though, and he would do it.
That's good stuff. Good stuff will continue after we take a cheeseburger break with the Reverend Cummings. All right, as we acknowledge Black History Month on The Variety Show.
Does your dog need groomed or walked? Are you looking for a pet sitter or dog boarding options? If so, call Dirty Paws, Wheeling's newest pet care service, providing the Ohio Valley with everyone's pet care needs. Check us out on Facebook at Dirty Paws WHG or call 304-639-7754.
For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the Watchdog trusts.
Now, during the Jim Robinson Ford Lincoln Toyota Pre-Owned Super Sale, select from over 80 vehicles in stock starting under $5,000. Most are local trades, many with one owner. Hurry to Jim Robinson at the Highlands, home of lifetime powertrain protection. Now, during the Jim Robinson Ford Lincoln Toyota Pre-Owned Super Sale, select from over 80 vehicles in stock starting under $5,000. Most are local trades, many with one owner. Hurry to
Quaker Steak and Lube at the Highlands is the perfect place to relax after a long day. Happy hour from 3 to 6 Monday through Friday. Get $2 off appetizers, $3 off domestic drafts, and house wine specials. Quaker Steak and Lube, voted Best Wings USA. Quaker Steak and Lube at the Highlands with another steal of a deal. Get a steak burger and fries all day Monday for only $8.99. It's also Military Mondays. The Lube will take 25% off for all veterans, active duty military, and first responders. Quaker Steak and Lube, voted Best Wings USA.
How do you give hope to a child in the foster care system? It starts with your heart. That tug you feel in yours when you hear that children are waiting for a stable, loving voice to speak up for their best interests. And then it becomes your time. What started out as a feeling that maybe you could make a difference becomes the difference. Change a child's story. There is a child waiting for a volunteer like you. Learn how you can help at casaforchildren.org.
CA House Music has all the gear to make your music legendary. With all the best gear, including Fender, Epiphone, Yamaha, and more, CA House will have you rocking in no time. Get the most for your money with everyday low prices. And we meet or beat internet pricing. Play before you buy and let our product specialists help you pick out the instrument that's right for you. CA House Music, supporting local musicians since 1872. Play music for life.
Are you or your loved ones facing a serious legal battle? The law office of Paul Harris wants you to know you aren't alone. Do you need someone that's not afraid to go to trial and fight for your rights? Attorney Paul Harris and his team are willing to go where most firms are not. The courtroom. With a successful track record in civil litigation, criminal defense, including tax issues and healthcare fraud, Harris Law Office will fight for their clients by offering the most aggressive representation in and out of court. Call Paul Harris at Harris Law Office for a free consultation. 304-232-5300.
Oh, there's something so real about living local, and I know without a doubt I'm not alone. And I love living local. There's nowhere else I'd rather be. Said I'm loving living local. WTRF is working for me. The Ohio Valley is where I love to be.
At Menards, save big money in your next project with 11% off everything. Get softer skin and cleaner clothes with a Morton Water Softener. Water softeners remove minerals and will eliminate hard water stains and give you better tasting water. The 27,000 grain unit is $319.99 after 11% off. Get 11% off everything at Menards. Good through February 27th. Savings are a mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
The Metro News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Chris Lawrence. Governor Jim Justice due to speak this hour in his Monday COVID-19 briefing. You can see that live at WVMetroNews.com. Last week, the governor relaxed some of the restrictions put into place on various businesses in response to the pandemic as the numbers have dropped. Among those, letting the allowed capacity for dine-in patrons at restaurants go to 75%. It's been 50% since May. Dino Stanley owns the Adelphia Sports Bar and Grill in Charleston, says that's a big boost.
It's huge for us. It means we can, employ more staff and safely seat more people. Of course, we'll still follow all the guidelines and keep masked up.
Tomorrow, the State Board of Education meets and is expected to pass a measure that will do away with the blended learning model in schools grades K through 8. Now, the governor and education leaders wanted students back in school 5 days a week earlier this year. The governor attempted to push that plan right after Christmas, but relented when there was pushback from local boards of education. Since that time, the governor says much has changed.
I was encouraging them to get back into school, and a lot of counties did a blended rate and everything and went very virtual. I truly believe we ought to be in school. That's all there is to it.
And the governor says the high school attendance will be determined by map color. As of today, there are no red counties in the state, and the number of green counties, the lowest infection rate, continues growing. A lot of people are doing a lot of work to continue to repair the power outages. Appalachian Power still has about 26,000, almost half those in Wayne County. You're listening to Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. A bill that would clarify it's illegal for teachers in the state to go on strike will be up for passage today in the state Senate. A similar bill also moving in the House of Delegates. Both the House and Senate floor sessions get started this hour in Charleston. A mixed bag of weather today. Rainfall in the west coming down as snow and a wintry mix in the mountains and eastern panhandle. That's going to be out of here by this afternoon, and in much of the state, high winds will follow. Officials say some of those might be powerful enough to create more power outages in the western part of the state. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Chris Lawrence.
WKKX and WVLY voted coolest couple in their high school yearbook.
Oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch a long, lonely time. And time goes by so slowly.
Reverend, one of my favorite groups, Duel, Righteous Brothers.
Yes.
You know, I tried to start up a group back then.
Oh, no.
Not so Righteous Brothers. Once again, thank you for the meal. Thank you for all these great pictures and stuff. I'll try and show them up with the
No problem.
Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan, the great one, Jackie Robinson, Clemente. Don't you dare leave that Clemente folder here, okay?
All right.
Because I will take it, and I won't put it on eBay. We got a phone call, okay?
All right.
Hello, you're on the air on a variety show.
Hey, Bill, it's Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck.
How you doing? Yeah, I heard you guys talking about Fritz Williams. He did play with the Milwaukee Bucks when they won that world title.
Yeah, okay.
He actually started some games. I watched that whole series.
Was that 71?
Yes, it was. Alcindor played, Oscar Robertson played, and he actually started some games.
Yeah, okay. Because I remember the 74 Bucks. My Celtics at the time that I was like an intern, Dave Cowens did a number on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Probably the only guy could do that, but the series went 7, and I remember the hook in Game 6 at the Boston Garden, the hook by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Lou Alcindor, I don't know what he was back then. But I said, oh no, they got to go to Milwaukee to win Game 7, and they did.
Yep.
I mean, both teams had great players.
Yep. Yeah, they were good. Well, I remember him in high school. They played well. Wheeling Central had a real good team then, and Wheeling Central beat them twice. I went up to Weirton and watched that last game. Fritz Williams shot a shot at the right at the end of the game, went in and out. I mean, I thought it was in for sure. But they were tremendous. But he went to the reason he went to West Virginia. He took his running mate Eddie Harvard to play with him at Weirton, and they told him, "You come there, Eddie can come with you."
Wow.
And that's where he went to West Virginia. But they had 4 guys off that team went to Division I. Ted Tomancevich was a quarterback on that team. He went to Miami of Florida on a football scholarship. And Fritz and Eddie Harvard went to West Virginia, and Al Woodbury, the big center, went to Kansas.
Wow.
Now, tell me a high school team around here now where you're going to see 4 players go Division I.
No.
None. You know, they talk about all the athletes today, but them guys were great.
Yes, they were. Yes,
I met Fritz a couple times. I tell you what a good guy he was.
Can you imagine if they had social media today? They'd be superstars.
Oh, yeah. Well, to my mind, they were superstars. Yeah. They always will be.
What was the crowds like when Weirton played their rivalry, whoever that was at the time?
Well, we played I was a freshman then when he was a senior. So Wheeling High didn't have freshmen, so I went to Madison. That's where they played their home game.
Uh-huh.
You had people standing in the hall.
Wow.
People standing outside with radios.
Wow.
That's how good it was back then.
Yep.
But he's one of the best athletes I ever seen. He ran track and played football, and he was just tremendous.
Okay. Well, thanks, man, for the little bit of great history in the area.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, man.
Okay, Bill. Thank you.
All right.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
That was great. He's absolutely right, too. The notes that I'm looking at says that he was a great free throw shooter who constantly ranked among the NBA's top 10 in the early 1970s. Williams missed three free throws in the last game of the 1970-71 season to lose the NBA free throw title to his friend, Hall of Famer Oscar Robinson.
The Big O. Yeah, the Big O. Wow, that's good. Hey, I got to ask you. I wrote it down. I forgot where I wrote it. I got so many notes.
Oh.
How did Satchel Paige get his? I mean, was he born Satchel Paige?
He was not. That is not his birth name.
Okay, that's a cool name. I can remember that. Satchel Paige.
Yes. And,
now batting, Satchel Paige.
Right. And they all called him that. But his real name is Leroy Page. And he was, I believe, the 6th or the 7th out of 12 children. And back then, everybody, the mother used to tell them, everybody's got to help pay the bills and things of that nature. And so what he did, he used to collect bottles, and they only got a couple pennies for that. So he went for big time money by going down to the train station, and he would put a stick across the back of his shoulders, and he would put people's satchels on the stick so he could carry about 6 satchels at a time. And they said he looked like a satchel tree, and so his nickname became Satchel Paige.
He should have stuck with Leroy, right? Yeah. No, his initials would be LP, long playing.
Oh, wow.
You like that?
Yeah, I like that.
I just thought of that. Didn't take me a week to think of it. That's a great story.
Yes.
Satchel
Paige.
And that's how he got money, by carrying his
He got 10 cents a satchel.
So if he had like 6, 3 on each shoulder, that's 60 cents.
Right.
He could have made a lot of money if the train was packed.
Yeah, if the train was packed.
Yeah, great idea.
Yeah. So
today that 10 cents would be $5.
Right, a little more. Ain't nobody carrying your satchel for 10 cents.
A great stat we discussed with Willie Mays. What, 24 All-Star games?
Yes.
And Ted Williams had a great line on Willie?
Yes, Ted Williams.
Say, hey, kid.
Yeah, Ted Williams said that they invented the All-Star game for Willie Mays.
Yeah.
He was a 2-time Major League Baseball All-Star game MVP. And as you said, his nickname was the Say Hey Kid. He played in the All-Star game 24 times.
That's unbelievable.
And on May 25th, 1951, he played for the New York Giants. He was a 2-time MVP for them. In 1951, he got the Rookie of the Year, and he was born in Westville, Alabama, and he died at the age of 81.
And he played too long because I remember him as a New York Met, and he had trouble rounding the bases, even running out a fly ball or whatever.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Some guys, they just can't give it up. But, he was one of the all-time greats. And
Well,
got to
people
see
like
him
to
a
be
lot.
cheered on, and if you're being cheered, you keep showing up.
I got to see him with some of those real bad as in good, Giants teams. Willie McCovey. Does that ring a bell?
I'm sorry, it doesn't. Not to me.
Number 44. He owned Steve Blass.
Is that right?
Yeah, when Blass would go to San Francisco with the Pirates to play the Giants, and Willie would check out who the starters would be, there was a limo waiting for Steve Blass to come to the ballpark.
Wow.
McCuffey owned him.
Wow.
Just owned him. But yeah, he was one of the great ones. Wore, I think, 44. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, there was some great players on that team, too. Juan Marichal with the kick, and, Willie, oh, boy. That's just great memories,
Well, I came to learn from you. Of course, you already know the story of Jackie Robinson.
Great movie. I just saw it last week, number 42.
Yes. And he was the first black man since the 1880s to play in baseball. As you know, there was no black on any American baseball team for 60 years before him. He was the MVP in 1949. In 1947, he was the Rookie of the Year. In 1949, he got the batting title. He was the 6-time MLB All-Star. He was a Negro League All-Star. He was played in the World Series. He was World Series champ in 1955. He started with the Negro League in 1945 1965. He also played for the Kansas City Monarchs. Born January 31st, 1919. Wow. And he died at the age of 53 on 10/24/72, Stamford, Connecticut. He was someone who made a big change. Number 42, as you said, in Major League Baseball.
And you know what, Reverend? One day a year, maybe it's a week.
Yes.
Everybody wears 42.
Everybody wears number 42.
They're trying to also add 21 now, Roberto Clemente.
Oh, that would be nice.
Which I think would be cool.
Yes. We were talking about Roberto Clemente.
Don't leave that here.
All right.
I'll borrow it.
But he is a legendary figure in sports, but not only known for sports, but he was known for his supporting of others, philanthropy, and giving to others. He was Puerto Rican, but I thought it was interesting. For 18 years, he played for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He earned 12 consecutive Gold Glove awards, won 4 batting crowns, and amassed over 3,000 hits. And he was considered an integral part of the Pirates' World Series victories in 1960 and 1971. You said you knew something about that.
Yeah. 71 was a great year for him because, he played in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, I hate to say it, small market team.
Okay.
Small market town. If he would have, the Brooklyn Dodgers didn't have, the Los Angeles Dodgers tried to hide him in Montreal. It didn't work. But the Pirates got him, and the rest is history. But if he played like in Chicago, Philadelphia,
sure.
New York,
Yeah.
he would have been a superstar like Willie Mays,
Sure.
and, some of the greats.
Yeah.
But I still remember 50 Cent sitting in right field, and I saw it not once but a couple of times. Somebody would get a base hit, he'd throw him out at first.
Wow.
One hopper to Roberto, he'd throw him out. I never saw an arm like that.
Wow.
And there were some great arms. Dave Parker had a great arm.
Okay.
A guy in the American League. I used to go see the American League teams in Cleveland because they didn't have interleague. Al Kaline had a good arm. None compared to Roberto.
Wow.
He was just awesome.
Well, you said you know him, Tim McCarver, who was an announcer.
Tim McCarver was a great catcher and a broadcaster.
Yeah, he said of Mr. Clemente, he said that he was the greatest right fielder of all time.
Yeah, I won't disagree with that.
Wow. And he also was honored as the National League MVP in 1966, and he was elected to the Hall of Fame after his death as the first Latino American to be included.
He should have been MVP in 60, but he didn't speak very good English. Wasn't a great interview. And I think that might have hurt him with some of the national writers like in L.A. and New York.
Yes.
Okay, but that's another story. His time came in the 71 World Series when he put on a show. All Americans said, wow, this guy's good.
All right.
And he'd been good for years.
Yes.
He'd been good for years.
Wow.
Great memories there.
Yeah,
Great memories.
yes. And
Let me see the Muhammad Ali book.
Yes, you know about Muhammad Ali?
Yeah. I got the album, I Am the Greatest.
Oh, is that right?
It can be yours for $100.
All right.
I'll donate it to the Bill DeFabio Charity Fund. I'm starting a fund for Lola Miller, too.
Okay.
A retirement fund so she can get the hell out of here.
No.
Here we go.
No.
Where'd you get this book? I thought I had all the Ali books.
I you know what, it's not coming to me right now, but as I mentioned earlier, we got a chance to meet Muhammad Ali.
There you go.
Once. And,
greatest.
Yes. Originally, it was called Cassius Clay.
Yeah.
And he got into boxing because somebody stole his bike. And he was somebody stole his bike. I believe they're in Louisville, Kentucky, and he was talking to a policeman who was also a boxing trainer, and he told him. Cassius was telling him that I'm going to beat this person up when I find out who took my bike. And the trainer told him, do you even know how to fight? And he said, no, but I'm going to beat whoever it is up anyway. Yeah. And so he had him to start coming, and he started training him, and he went on to win the Olympics. We went on to win many fights. He was very braggadocious. I think that was part of his marketing plan. I don't know.
And a lot of folks didn't like that.
And they didn't like that.
No, they didn't.
He said people came to the fight to watch him lose.
Yep.
But he didn't always do that. But nonetheless, he made a great name. He did a lot for his people. He did change his name from Cassius Clay to Muhammad Ali. And when we were blessed to meet him, we were at the Cleveland airport, and my father just happened to be on the same plane that he was on, and back then you could go to the window and see them actually get off the plane.
Yeah.
You know,
Can't do that today.
Can't do that today. And so we were waiting, and he came through, and my mother, who more bolder than I was, she went up to him and she asked him, "Would you give my son your autograph?" And he said, "Yeah, give me a pen and paper." And then she looked for paper, and she didn't have no paper, and all she had was her checkbook. So she pulled out her check, a blank check, and asked him to sign the back of that. And he said, he turned the check over and he said, "I'll sign the line that says paid to the order of if you give me your autograph at the bottom of this."
He was thinking, huh?
He was a very quick thinker.
And you know what? Were you into boxing?
I was not, no.
Nothing like Ali Frazier fights.
Oh, my God. Oh, I watched Ali Frazier. I watched all of those.
I mean,
Yes.
they really couldn't stand each other.
Right,
They didn't
right.
become
well,
friends.
they say they were really friends. I don't know. You may know more about it than I do.
Who knows? It all could have been for show.
Right. It could have been about
That's
the
like
show.
today. You see these
Right.
guys talking about their moms and
Right,
everything.
right, right.
They're getting in each other's face.
Right.
Then they hug.
Right, right,
You know,
right.
it's all to
right.
sell tickets.
Because they said that Frazier gave him a championship fight after he had been, taken out because of, the military and things of that nature. And it's my understanding that the champ gets to decide who he wants to fight.
Yeah.
And he gave Ali a chance, and that they met in a car or something like that. Depends on who you believe, I guess. I have been to the Frazier training
The gym?
there,
Yeah.
the gym.
That's
when I was
is that in South Philly?
Yes, it's in South Philly, and I was, growing up, I always rooted for Muhammad Ali, but I had friends who always rooted for Frazier, and I remember something about Frazier's doctors telling him that if he fought Ali one more time, it made his eye, because Ali used to talk about how pretty I am. I'm so pretty, I'm fast. He's told Howard Cosell, I'm so fast, and Cosell asked him, "How fast are you?" He said, "Howard, I can turn off the light switch at the wall, and before it gets dark in the room, I'm in my bed and under my covers. That's how fast I am."
Remember, he made Cosell, and Cosell made him.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
There was a TV interview where Ali tried to take Cosell's hair off.
Yes.
Must have been attached with clips.
Right.
I always use tape. A lot of tape. If you took my hairpiece off, my scalp would go with it. What's that monkey tape? What's that called, Lola? You stick it, it's called monkey something?
Gorilla glue?
Yeah, Gorilla.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't have that back
Is
when
that
I was
right?
endorsing
You know
hair.
there was something in the news about that
Yeah.
this
about
past
that.
week.
Yeah.
The lady put that in her hair. and
How
couldn't
crazy
get it
is that?
out. Yeah,
You know?
right.
Yeah, but
no, I
Ali-
think they help make each other. You're absolutely
Oh,
right.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But Ali was a marketing genius.
Oh,
They say before his fight with Sonny Liston that he went to Sonny Liston's house, and the night before, or wherever he was staying, and he called all the media and told them there's a crazy man in front of Sonny Liston's house. We don't know what's going to happen, and get off. And then he hadn't even knocked on the door, and when he waited till the media got there, he knocked on the door, and Sonny Liston's waking up, and all the lights are up, and he said, "I'm gonna beat you." He fought one person, and he kept hitting them and said, "What's my name? What's my name?" He did the rope-a-dope. He had those the three big fights with Frazier.
Foreman was a good
Foreman is who he did the rope-a-dope
Then Leon
with.
Spinks, who had bad teeth, by the way.
Yes, he did.
Beat him. He just
Right.
passed away recently.
Oh, did he? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But
That was an easy name for me to remember, Leon Spinks. Come on. How do you screw that name up? Yeah.
No. But Ali was very, very special, and no one agrees with everything anybody does, but we all have to recognize that he was very, very special, and perhaps as I think Bill
genius.
Clinton said at Ali's funeral, perhaps he was the greatest. I don't
Billy
know.
Crystal did a great Muhammad
Oh
Ali.
my God, great!
If you close your eyes, you thought it was Ali.
All right,
Yeah.
right.
I
And they
watched
turned
that
out
and
to be
I cried.
friends, I think.
Yeah, I watched that and cried.
Oh yes.
That was But Ali didn't need a promotion company or marketing.
He had his own marketing. He knew how to do it.
He knew how. Imagine him today.
Oh my God!
Manipulating the media.
The social media, he would have eaten it up.
Oh yeah, he'd have been everywhere
with his poems and what round he's going to knock somebody out in, and all of those things. But he was a marketing genius, and he did help his people, and it was an honor to have met him as a child.
Yeah. You ever meet Michael Jordan?
I never met Michael Jordan. You might get a bunch of calls and people get mad at me, but I'm originally from Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, let's not start. Now, the future of you appearing on this show rests on this question.
Uh-oh.
Who's better, Jordan or LeBron? Be careful.
Well, I'm from Cleveland, so I'm going to have to say LeBron.
You'll never be on this show again.
I'm sorry.
You won't be on it anymore today.
But
I want to see LeBron win one or two more.
I believe LeBron is going to do it. They say LeBron's going to play until his son can be on the team with him.
Well, he'll make that happen.
So, he seems to be
but
doing
I got to go with
well.
Michael J. I got to go with Michael J.
I have to. We would, when Michael Jordan would come to play against the Cleveland Cavaliers, I used to tell my family and friends, don't holler at him, don't make him mad, because when he gets mad, he gets even better. And they say in Michael Jordan's psyche, he tried to find a reason to get mad so that it would make him better. And they had a story out that they did with the movie of him doing, where he even accused somebody of doing something that he knew they didn't do, but he told the whole team that he did it so that they would play better.
Yeah. You know what? Our time is up.
I'm sorry. Thank you so very much for this time together.
No,
I really learned a lot.
No, we thank you, okay, for all you do with the community. If I'm homeless, I know you have a spare bedroom.
Absolutely, especially for you.
Yeah. I like steak and shrimp, by the way.
Hey, we'll work on it.
I'm speaking for Lola. Thank you for lunch.
Oh.
Thank you for all this memorabilia. Do not leave anything here, because it'll be on eBay tonight. Thank you, Reverend, for your time.
God
we'll
bless
do this
you both.
again, okay?
Yes.
All right, some great stuff. All right, Black History Month. And I'll continue with some stories later in the week. All right, Big Rick on the Big Rick Show, or the Big Rick Show starring Big Rick. Oh, hell, he's big.
Down the same old strip, I gotta find a new place where the kids are hip.